So this guy doesn't want to lose his election, so he decides to kill his opponent. This story starts in Dab County, Georgia. Sidney is 57 years old and works as a homicide detective, but Sidney thinks he's above the law. He's a corrupt cop who's already been involved in 2 on-duty deaths and was never punished. In 1996, Sidney runs for county sheriff and wins. He becomes the first black sheriff of the county and now controls one of the largest county jails with over 700 employees. But the power goes straight to his head. Sidney abuses his authority non-stop. He orders deputies to pick up his kids, take his family on trips like Disney World, and even handle his personal legal problems. He exploits inmates for manual labor, ignores medical care, and runs the jail so badly that inmates file lawsuits against him. On top of that, he takes bribes and forces women working under him into sexual relationships. Years pass, and in 2000, Sidney runs for re-election. That's when Derwin enters the picture. Derwin is a respected law enforcement officer who's been watching Sidney's corruption from a distance. He runs for sheriff, promising to clean house and fire corrupt officers. Surprisingly, Derwin wins the election. Sidney panics. Once Derwin takes office, an investigation could send Sidney to prison. He doesn't want to lose power, so he comes up with a plan. He decides to have Derwin murdered. Sidney contacts one of his deputies, Patrick, and gives him written instructions to kill Derwin. Patrick is shady but scared. He says he can't do it alone, so Sidney brings in 3 former deputies, promising them jobs once he regains power. For months, they stalk Derwin, but keep delaying. Finally, just 3 days before Derwin is set to be sworn in, Sidney orders the hit to happen immediately. That night, the men wait outside Derwin's house. When Derwin arrives home, they ambush him. One of them shoots him 12 times. Derwin dies on the spot. The case initially goes cold. There's no direct evidence against Sidney. But in 2001, Patrick is arrested after a drug deal turns into a deadly shootout at his home. Facing life in prison, Patrick cuts a deal and confesses everything about the assassination plot. Another accomplice also snitches. Sidney is finally arrested, put on trial, and found guilty. He's sentenced to life in prison. The 2 remaining hitmen who didn't cooperate are also sentenced to life.